This. I really like photographs and pictures. Does anyone really like photographs or pictures? Can I see a wave? Can I have a clap if we like photographs or pictures? Thank you very much. I feel really touched. Okay, I love photographs and pictures, but I also like writing poetry. So this piece is called Pictures. Growing up at school, sometimes I felt about as out of place as an abacus, this side of Y2K. See, I never found my feet, even somewhere like the dance floor. I thought, at 16, I just couldn't sit bourgeois with the statesmanship of the limousine, as stretched as the evanescent smile to be hired for a night. Prom sounded as uncomfortable as a taste of a foreign food I wouldn't want. So I didn't go, but I did know what I wanted was a place to be, as free as the oxygen you breathe, wanted to feel God like a tree, dances, sways uncontrollably to the hurricane breath of lungs the size of Saturn. But in my suburban slumber, I knew still nights where my best friend is an edXL textbook. My hero is a dead chess player. And success means being the best in an exam that no one in my whole school even takes. The soundtrack to that summer, I studied so hard, every North Circular vehicle scraping away a piece of the peace of my academic monastery that a burgeoning social life never threatened to intimidate, because the heartbeat of my phone, silent. Beneath the steady drone of those cars that roared with more passion than every CD housed in my bookshelf. So for years, I didn't listen to my calling, but still I heard fear. Still recall the haunting chords that caused my brother's psychotic shrieks, the cannonball of whitewashed hospital walls, shards of sound cut round the corner, the next room, my parents and I, silenced by tiredness, too weary to fear for the worry, had drained every off-colour sinew till beetroot panic over-ripened in faces now ghostly whitened. Then there's fear. Like 7-7, when you hear someone say there may be a suicide bomber in the building, in case a confetti of glass should shower our huddled office block safety, we turned the blinds 90 degrees to the outstretched fingers of piano players, serenading us from all sides, dimming day to the dusk of jazz lights. And ever since that week of work experience I knew, the uncertain love of money could never consume whatever it is that God placed inside of me. And if you had just 1 ounce of intuition, you'd have weighed up. There's the lost child in Billy Elliot, tap dancing his way to a stage where every eye tangos in spellbound unison to the rhythm in his every pivot. And some did. Those friends who prayed for me with the kind of fervour reserved usually for the wanton steps of a prodigal son, whose kindness made me smile, but whose love and prayers kept me alive. Today, I believe pictures comprise the patchwork quilt memories are sewn from, and as for those, I have just one more. This time last year, as streets rioted to the sound of sirens and blue flashing lights and anarchy panned into the distance, we stood as the church in the middle of Walthamstow town centre and sung Amazing Grace over our city, remembering every faithful picture that God has drawn over our lives. Every faithful picture that God has drawn over our lives. We remembered every faithful picture that God has drawn over our lives. Thank you.